המלאכים הקדוש ברוך.
And so it's with the words of Shalom Aleichem that I want to welcome you all here this afternoon, this evening, this Shabbat to the Shtiebel as we not only welcome Shabbat, but we take a moment to recognize how fortunate we are to, even in these dark times, be able to celebrate Shabbat in community in this extraordinary country of ours. I'm going to reference some of the activities and things that have been happening through this afternoon as part of our celebration of mitzvah Shabbat. But for now, just want to continue that spirit of gratitude and presence. We're on page 4 in our Siddurim, and we are recognizing that just as we join our voices to celebrate our people's tradition, so too do we acknowledge the traditional owners and first inhabitants of the land on which we gather, the Wurundjeri people and the Bururung people of the East Kulin Nation. We pay our respects to their elders, past, present, and evolving, for they hold the memories, traditions, cultures, and hopes of First Nations people across this land. May our shared faith in a future guide us towards a time when, united in spirit and purpose, we can gather together under the same sky and learn from the wisdom woven into the fabric of this sacred land. Hine ma tov u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad. How good it is when we can sit together as friends.
Hine ma tov u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad. 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 Hine ma tov u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad.
And so as we move from these two songs of welcome into our Kabbalat Shabbat service, which begins on page 5, a word of explanation as well as an invitation. Kabbalat Shabbat is traditionally made up of 7 psalms, a series of 7 psalms that lead us into Shabbat while allowing us to reflect on the week that was. This Shabbat, we particularly chose to lead into Shabbat with a reminder, even in this upside-down world, that there is difference between right and wrong, and that we can make a difference individually and then communally and then collectively in committing ourselves to right. And one of the ways in which we're choosing to do that is embracing, I know I'm reading in the newspaper that it's having some teething issues, but embracing Victoria's new container recycle system. We have made these little fridge magnets for you guys to take home to remind you that we can recycle containers now. Get 10 cents back per can. We've got this giant blue container at the back because we're going to be collecting them here too. If you're not inclined to take your things to drop them off and stand in the line and put each thing in one by one to get your 10 cents back, we'll do it. Volunteers from our community will do that. We'll take it as a contribution to saving the world and helping us grow our community. So you can drop them in there, or if you're going to do it yourself, you can put in that little barcode on the bottom of the fridge magnet, and then we'll still get you 10 cents. And thank you for that, as you help the world and help us at the same time. It's a great thing that they're doing to help not-profits such as ours. But I begin with that because I recognize that some of our community this evening are, not used to being at Shul on Friday night, not sure how you're going to sit through it. And so I refer you to that table at the back, because we've got that big giant drum which we're going to fill up with our recycling. And on that table over there are sheets of stickers. with all the important messages about recycling, which we're inviting you to colour and to stick the stickers on our drum so we can decorate our recycling drum and remind each other what to do. So that's not just aimed at the younger people in the room. If the older people get a little bored, get a little distracted, colouring is very much
Just
part
like
of
colour.
yeah, just like very much part of
Colouring
the week. I'm very confident that at some point, Jodie, you're going to spin around and just continue colouring there, and you're welcome to. But the rest of us, we're going to work through the Psalms, beginning on the top of page 6. Each of the Psalms and the melodies that we've chosen have a line or a part that repeat themselves. You can join us in that. Work your way through the Hebrew or just kind of tap your foot along. Beginning with Lechu. From the top of page 5. Psalm 96. Psalm 97, page 6.
bum bidi bum bidi bum bidi bum.
Rabbi Abraham Joshua Heschel taught that the meaning of Shabbat is to celebrate time rather than space. 6 days a week we live under the tyranny of space. On Shabbat we try to become attuned to the holiness in time. It's a day on which we are called upon to share what is internal in time, to turn from the results of creation to the mystery of creation, from the creation of the world, from the world of creation, I should say, to the creation of the world. So we turn to page 7 and continue with the next 3 Psalms of Kabbalat Shabbat. I want to challenge you to do just that, to let both the highs and the lows of the week that was, kind of let go of them, let them be, and embrace the opportunity, even if it's just for the remainder of our service this evening, to embrace the beauty, the peace, the rest of Shabbat. Psalm 98, 99, and 29. We're on page 7. So having moved through these first 6 Psalms of Shabbat, and before we get to the final Psalm of Shabbat, Mizmor Shir L'Yom HaShabbat, although we're going to do that a little differently for some of our younger friends in the room, we embrace tradition and ready ourselves to offer the words of L'Charodi. L'Charodi is actually a poem written by a rabbi who lived in Sfat, and a poem which he used to go out into the hills outside of Sfat and recite to the love of his life every Friday afternoon. Shlomo Halevi Alkabetz was a great romantic, but unfortunately, at least for his wife's sake, the love of his life was not his bride, but rather the Sabbath bride, Shabbat. And he would go out, tradition says, and recite these words to welcome Shabbat into his life, into his home. It's a prayer about bringing things into our home. It's a prayer about active intention. And it's a perfect prayer for me to linger for a little bit about that home, that building that's sitting at the back of our sanctuary. That is our new food pantry. Over the next week, it's going to be painted. The decorations, the roof that many of you helped do, thank you, Judy and Jody, very much for helping make that a reality, will adorn it. And it's going to be filled with these non-perishable food products that so many have brought in over the last few weeks and months. Because we recognize that just as we are lucky to be able to share community, to break bread together, but not everyone has that sense of security in their home. Not everyone has enough. And so we're joining with Mazon Australia, a great charity that supports hunger, to make a difference here. We know we're right next to a school, a high school. We know that many of them at 3 o'clock are going to be hungry. So, in addition to the staples, we'll put in a few extra muesli bars. But that's what it means to be community, to be aware of your neighbors. The motto of what's the word that we're going to put across the top of that?
Give what you can, take what you need.
Give what you can, take what you need. If more of us did that, the world would truly be a better place. A lovely sentiment to carry us into Shabbat and into L'Chadodi. Hey, it's okay. Go to their inside.
L'Chadodi
לקראת קלה, הנה שבת נקבלה, לכבודי לקראת קלה, הנה שבת נקבלה, לכבודי לקראת קלה, הנה שבת נקבלה, לכבודי לקראת קלה, הנה שבת נקבלה, שמענו וזכו בדיבורך, השמיענו ולמלכת, אדוני אחד ושמו אחד, לשפר תפארת ולתהילה. לקראת שבת לכולך, כי מקור הברכה, מראש מקדם בסופה, סוף מחסה במחשבה תפילה. לכבודי לקראת קלה, הנה שבת נקבלה, לכבודי לקראת קלה, הנה שבת נקבלה, התעוררי, כי באורך ומיורי, אורי שתדברי, כבוד אדוני עלייך נקרא, ימין ושמאל תפרוצי, ואת אדוני תריצי, היד איש בן מציב, במצוותך ונגילה. לכבודי לקראת קלה, הנה שבת נקבלה, לכבודי לקראת קלה. We rise and face the door to welcome Shabbat. בואי בשלום עצרת בעלה, גם בשמחה ובצורה, תוך אמונך עם סגולה, בואי קלה, בואי קלה, לכבודי לקראת קלה, הנה שבת נקבלה, לכבודי לקראת קלה, הנה שבת נקבלה. And as I invite those of you who are standing to be seated, I'd like to invite the youngest friends who are here to come forward. Guys, come inside for a second. I need your help. Come on forward. Jonah, come out. Give me a hand. Come over here. Because we are going to do on page 7, or 9 rather, there are 2 different versions of our final psalm. There is Psalm 92, Hallelujah, or there is Veshamru. Because really all we're meant to do is sing a song about Shabbat. So we thought that because there's some younger friends here who are here to help us celebrate mitzvah Shabbat, we thought that, sometimes the older people can be a little shy. You guys aren't shy, correct? So we're going to do our final song for Shabbat, but instead of Mizmor Shir and instead of Veshamru, we're going to do Bim Bum. But you need to put your siddurim down because we need your hands. One hand, make it into a little fist. Other hand, into a little fist. Come around so I can see you. Come around the front. And we go like this. Come around, come around there. Perfect. One hand, other hand. Okay? And
What's
we go.
the first one?
Bim.
And then?
Bum.
Got it.
Hold it. You guys got that? First word? What is it?
Bim.
Second word?
And then what?
Shabbat.
Shalom?
After shalom, you tell me what after that, then it's shalom.
Okay.
So it's really 4 words. Bim, bum, Shabbat, shalom.
Hey.
5 words. 5 words. I lied. I'm sorry. Bim, bum, Shabbat, shalom,
Hey.
and then hey.
And cherry-berry if we're being really fancy.
Okay, we'll just stick to the 5. Tammy can do the other
I'll
things.
sing the-
Okay, it's a little too complicated. There are hand actions, and hey involves a little bit of jumping. So let's just make sure we focused and we're ready for the hey when it comes. It can sometimes sneak up on you, okay? Let's give it a go. Ready?
Bim,
bum,
bum, bim, 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 bum. Bim, 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 bum. Cherry-berry, bim, bum. Bim, 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 bum. Bim, 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 bum.
Words are about to change. Shabbat shalom. Hey!
Shabbat shalom. Hey!
Shabbat, 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 Shalom. Shabbat shalom. Hey! Shabbat shalom.
Hey!
Shabbat, 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 Shabbat. Other people are welcome to jump if you'd like to.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat, Shabbat, Shalom. Shabbat shalom. Hey!
Shabbat shalom.
Hey! Shabbat, Shabbat, Shabbat. Okay, let's get those bing bombs again.
Bim bam, bim 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 bam, bim 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 bam, cherry berry bim bam,
Bim, 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 bam.
bim 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 bam.
Bim, 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 bam. Bim, 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 bim.
Maybe you guys can sing the bim bums and not just do that. Bim
Bam.
bam,
Bim, 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 bam. Bim, 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 bam.
Shabbat shalom. Hey. Shabbat shalom. Hey. Shabbat, Shabbat, Shabbat,
Shabbat
Shabbat
shalom. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom. Thank you all very much for your help. I appreciate it. And I wish you all Shabbat shalom. If you are not going to have an opportunity later this evening or elsewhere to kindle Shabbat lights, we do have some Shabbat candles on entry into our sanctuary, and you're more than welcome to light those. Before we turn forward to page 10, I'm just going to take a moment to reference that which is outside, because if you haven't done one yet, just more than welcome to do it. With all that's happening in the world right now, many of us aren't sure exactly how we can best make a positive, constructive difference. Many here have been joining with Judy Cohen and with others every Sunday to knit beanies, a project that began as one Sunday activity to try and knit beanies for soldiers in the Israeli army as they enter into winter. It went from one Sunday to every Sunday and continues to grow, and dozens and dozens of beanies have been made. But in a more tachlis, or I suppose just as tachlis, because you can't get more tachlis than that, we've also created these tzedakah boxes. Thank you, Jody, for the wonderful shins for Shtiebel on top of the tzedakah boxes. They didn't come like that. That was Jody for her genius and her creativity. And we wanted to start a little program as part of our mitzvah Shabbat celebration, kids helping kids. And so there's a sticker there that you can put on your tzedakah box that you can make if you wish. As many have already. They look stunning. And the QR code takes you to our website and to a bunch of children-focused charities and programs that are geared towards making a difference for kids this age in Israel right now who are living through war. And we thought that would be a really valuable thing to do. Recognizing that, and from that segue, before we get to Kaddish Tom and move into Mariv, we're going to leave this prayer book for a second and just turn to the supplement. I'm not sure who has those, but I'll be reading it for you. Because since October 7th, we have added into our Kabbalat Shabbat service a prayer for Israel and its people. And from that prayer, we've carried on into the singing of Hatikvah. Hatikvah is an incredible prayer of hope and aspiration that existed long before the state of Israel and captured the age-old dream of being able to live safely and security in our home. It is a prayer at its heart before it's a national anthem, and it's an appropriate blessing for us to offer. I want to invite you to rise with me. Prayer for Israel and its people. Eternal God, receive our prayer for the peace and security of the state of Israel and its people. Spread blessing upon the land and upon all who labor in its interests. Protect Israel's soldiers as they defend our people against missiles and hate. Protect the innocent Israeli and Palestinian people that they may be safe and free from death and injury. Inspire Israel's leaders to both defend our people and follow the ways of righteousness and compassion. Remove from the hearts of our people fear, hatred, malice, strife, and vengeance. May the Jewish people scattered throughout the earth stand strong in solidarity with the state of Israel in times of war and peace, and may they be infused with the ancient hope of Zion. May our people be encouraged by the symbol of Jerusalem as an eternal city of peace. Ir Shalom, Ir Shalem. May the state of Israel be a blessing to all its inhabitants and to Jewish people everywhere. May she be a light unto the nations, an oil legoyim. And to that we say, Amen.
Zion, Sophia.
From that prayer of hope, we turn to page 10 and 11 and recognize that that amidst this hope that has carried us through, there has also been loss. In the last 40 days, for communities, for nation, for people, far too much loss. And we think of all of those that have passed since the horrific events of October 7th, both as victims of terror and in defense of Israel and her people, as well as those who have died as innocent victims caught between warring sides. But more immediately, we think of those in our community who this Shabbat are observing a Shiva, the first 7 days since the passing of a loved one. We think about those in our friendship and our family circles who are still feeling the keen loss of ones dear to them and are still observing the period of Shloshim, the 30 days since they laid their loved ones to rest. And we wish them a long life. We're also aware that amongst us today, there are those that are still in the period of Avilut, in the 12 months since they've lost a loved one, who have not yet arrived at the anniversary of their dear ones passing. And we think of them at this time too, as we ready ourselves to offer the words of Kaddish Yatom. And then finally, we think of those who at this season are observing a Yotzat, the anniversary of the passing of someone dear to them. This prayer, this Kaddish, it's a prayer we say when we have loved and when we have lost, but it's a prayer which focuses on life and our gratitude for it. And so I invite you to join with me, if you wish, in the recitation of Kaddish Yatom. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, ba'amad divrach yirutei v'amlich malchutei, b'chayachon v'yomechon v'cheidechol Beit Yisrael, ba'agalav b'zman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah v'rach le'olam amei amaya. Yitbarach v'shtabah v'pa'ah v'troman v'tnaseh, v'tada v'talei v'talal shmei dekodisha b'richu. Le'elam b'kol v'chata v'shirata, tushbachata v'nechemata, damiran ba'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shlama Rabbah mitshmaya, v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom v'al kol Yisrael v'al kol yoshvei tevel v'imru amen. And it is on those last few words that we're going to linger for a few more moments.
Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imru amen. Ya'aseh shalom, ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Ya'aseh shalom, ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Ya'aseh shalom, ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Ya'aseh shalom, ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Ya'aseh shalom, ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael.
V'al kol b'nei Adam. We remain standing on page 12 for the call to prayer. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'ed. As we're seated, we continue with the evening prayer. You're welcome to join me in Hebrew if you'd like. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bidvaro ma'ariv v'aravim b'chokhmah potech sha'arim, u'yifnei mishanei itim u'mechalif et hazmanim u'mesader et hachochavim b'shmoroteihem barkia kirtzono. Borei yom v'layla, golei or mipnei choshech v'choshech mipnei or. U'ma'avil yom u'vein layla, u'mabdil bein yom u'vein layla Adonai tzavaot shemot. El chai v'kayam tamid imloch aleinu le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai ha'ma'ariv aravim. On the bottom of page 11, Baruch atah Adonai ohev amo Yisrael. Blessed are you, Eternal One, who loves your people Israel and allows us to share that love with those that we love. Shema
Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai וטובו לבם בעת, ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך, ודיברת בהם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך.
The foot of page 15.
למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם אמת.
On page 16, we arrive at the Geulah, the prayer that begins with that word we just offered, emet, which means truth, but really begins with two words, emet ve'emunah, truth and faithfulness. Here at Shtiebel, we use the Geulah as an opportunity to not only recall the feeling it was for us and our ancestors to be redeemed from slavery, but to also think about all of those in this world that are not free at this time, who don't feel that they have equal representation or appropriate recognition. Micha Mocha is our people's song of redemption, our freedom song, and we offer it to all of those seeking redemption as well as reconciliation at this time.
Wamraka Moses yen yen wala wala yepuna yeput narabura fera yumenaya narabura fera yumenaya narabura fera yumenaya narabura fera Pura fera yumana, pura fera yumana yalaya. Micha mocha ba'alim Adonai, micha mocha neda, ba'kodesh norateinu nosimeh. Baruch atah Adonai,
Let there be love and understanding amongst us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Eternal One, help us to walk with good companions, to live with hope in our hearts and eternity in our thoughts, that we may lie down in peace and rise up waiting to do your will. Baruch atah Adonai, shomei amo Yisrael la'ad. On page 18 and those that follow, we arrive at the Amidah. The Amidah is our opportunity for personal prayer, however that manifests itself for us. I myself really appreciate the effort that so many of you have made to bring your kids with you this evening. I think that kids belong in shul. That wouldn't surprise you. I'm a rabbi. And so I don't mind the noise that they make. It's the noise of prayer, and it's a place that they should feel comfortable. But we'll let people take their way through the Amidah in a way that works for each of you at a pace at which you like. And then we'll come together at the base of page 45. Before we offer the words of Yehila Ratzon, we're going to go backwards in order to go forwards, because that's the world in which we live right now. On page 24, there's a song of peace, a song, Shalom Rav, and it's a song that we've been offering for the last few weeks to make sure that in our prayer we think about those who are in captivity, those who are not free at the moment, and hope that they can have a sense of freedom as well. So we'll begin together and we'll see how it goes. Please rise.
Shalom Rav Tasim Leolam Ki Otam Melech Adon Lechol HaShalom Ki Otam Melech Adon Lechol HaShalom Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam Tasim
A little earlier this evening, the executive director of the Jewish Climate Network, Paftian, gave us these flyers, knowing that we were doing these various mitzvah-focused activities. One of which, obviously, in terms of recycling, is about our responsibility to this earth and is part of Climate Shabbat, which is being celebrated in many communities this Shabbat. The others relate to Mitzvah Day. If you want to grab one of these handy-dandy, very bright green Mitzvah Day bags, they're in our library, which is on Sunday, and there are a whole host of activities. Our food pantry connects to that. And then there's all of those things that are happening to support Israel, locally and internationally, and that's what the tzedakah boxes are for. There's that too. But when Joel came in, he said, listen, I'd love to have a copy of your sermon tonight so we can put it together with our collection of all the sermons that people are offering as part of Mitzvah Shabbat, part of Climate Shabbat, and I laughed. I said to Joel, I've got a new type of rabbinate, which I'm loving, which is all about teaching and not so much about preaching. You don't need me to tell you that there's something happening with our climate. You don't need me to tell you that there are way too many people who are hungry, even in this extraordinary city we're blessed to live in. We see it. We see the increasing numbers of homeless on our streets. We walk past them all too frequently thinking, what can I do? And we look at the news, we think of family and friends of Israel, and we feel so close, but yet so far. You don't need me to tell you what that feels like, because every single one of you are feeling it as much as I am. Those sort of preachy words out of rabbis' mouths, I don't know how useful they are, and perhaps there are others who are more eloquent, and me that feel the need to keep writing and reading and preaching in that way. Us, I suppose, both of us certainly feel that there's a very different way to approach, and that's by teaching, by rolling up our sleeves and doing these things, small things, but when you add them one to another, when we take our individual effort and then consider it as a collective effort, when one beanie becomes almost 250 beanies, we realize that we have the ability, even when we feel helpless and hopeless, to change the world. All we have to do is try. Over the last few weeks, we've been inserting into our prayers, in some cases we've replaced the whole of Kabbalat Shabbat with these songs of support leaning on the Great Israeli Songbook. Tonight, we've done different things, tried to give a little bit to everyone in the room. But there's one of those songs, and I'm not sure if you've got the supplement. If not, you can just sing along, or you might remember it. It's pretty big in the 1970s, perhaps, when we had stronger ideals. Hebrew, it begins with the words, Ani va'ata neshaneh et ha'olam. You and I, we can change the world. You and I, and then they will follow. Others have said before that it doesn't matter. Others have said it doesn't matter what you and I can do. Well, I disagree. We'll change the world, you and I. You and I will try from the beginning. It will be tough for us, no matter. It's not too bad. Others have said it before and it doesn't matter. We can change the world. You and I. The words of Arik Einstein on page 3 in our supplement. Ani va'ata. My teach, not my preach.
Ani ve'ata neshaneh et ha'olam. Ani ve'ata yavo va'olam. Amru et zekodem lefanai tzlom neshaneh. Ani ve'ata neshaneh et ha'olam. Ani ve'ata nenaseh v'chatchana. Yihye lanu gain Damas menorah. Amru et zekodem lefanai tzlom neshaneh. Ani ve'ata neshaneh et ha'olam. Ani ve'ata neshaneh et ha'olam.
We're going to close our service as we do every Shabbat On page 6, without Siyum Tefillah, our closing prayer, the words of Aleinu inspired by the teachings of Anne Frank. In spite of everything, it really is a wonder that I haven't dropped all of my ideals, because they seem so absurd and impossible to carry out. Yet I keep them, because in spite of everything, I still believe that people are really good at heart. I simply cannot build my hopes on a foundation of confusion, misery, and death. I see the world gradually being turned into a wilderness. I hear the approaching thunder. I feel the suffering of millions, and yet if I look up into the heavens, I think it'll all come out right one of these days. That this cruelty will end, that this peace and tranquility will return again. In the meantime, I'll color stickers to do recycling. I'll take food and give it to the hungry. I'll collect my change and put it together with others to make a difference for kids at risk. In the meantime, I'll hold on to my ideals, for perhaps the day will come, Bayom Hahu, when we shall be able to carry them out. Perhaps the day will come when we shall see our ideals realized. Before we close our service with Hayashan and then offer Kiddush and Motzi, I again want to invite people to take one of these Mitzvah Day bags. They're bright. Send a message. Message needs to be sent. You're welcome to take one with you. I want to thank Jody for her creativity through the week and helping us with so many of our projects. More still to come, but so many of them. Raf, you bring so much joy into Tammy and my life when you're wandering on a Friday afternoon and say, so what can I do? It's usually arts and craft related in some way to help us get ready for the weekend, and we're so grateful that today was yet another example. Judy, through the week you've done things, and today you helped with the beautiful mosaic. Mish behind the bar and on the barbecue and in every other aspect of my life. Thank you so very much. It really does take a village, and Peter, I know I promised that we were going to do this differently, and you're going to be in Shul, not outside of Shul. But we never thought the world was going to be like it is right now. I'm glad you're outside of Shul and be able to be here, but I'm equally glad that you're able to be inside as well. Thank you all. Let's finish with the words of Hayashan and break some bread together. Peter's got grape juice if you want grape juice. Misha's wine if you want wine. And if you want wine but already allowed grape juice, go to Peter. So in the last couple of weeks, probably a month, Freddie has mastered the entire Kiddush on Friday night, but we don't have it printed in our booklet, which he finds of great relief. You can do it for family at home, the entire one. But if I can invite you to rise for Kiddush, you got one left on that tray? Freddie, you need one of those from Peter because that's unleaded. You're not yet bar mitzvah. Still a couple of weeks. One more unleaded. We've got another taker for one more unleaded. Freddie, could you lead us in Kiddush, please?
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei pri hagafen.
Amen. L'chaim tovim. May we all have good times. That was scriptures. You don't have to do the next one because I promised Scotty he would do it. Scotty, just to remember the words for Motzi. Come on. Motzi.
He hasn't had his scriptures yet.
You'll
He's
get to-
messing up the whole system.
Loudly so everyone in the room can hear.
Good guess.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddishan hamatzi lehem mina aretz. Amen.
And apology to everyone who's listening to us online through the live streaming. That would have come through really, really loud. But Scotty's like that. Scotty, now you take it off and share.
Hey, don't drop them all.
Don't drop them all. Shabbat shalom, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us.
Good job. Yeah, we threw you on the spot.
You did great.
All of a sudden, I couldn't read it.
Okay, but
It's okay.
thank you for saying yes. Thank you for saying yes.
Yeah, next time we can do the forward.
Jane, you looked at the recording? You see the bag?